Good morning. It's a rainy day in Pennsylvania. I'm here in my living room, and this is kind of where mostly you would find me first thing in the morning and at night. Messy hair, glasses, and a pile of books. And my super sweet husband always looks in and shakes his head, and he was like, "You're the cutest nerd I know. What are you doing? What are you studying?" And his background is engineering. He doesn't work in engineering anymore, but he works with a lot of people with that kind of mindset. And so he is really smart, and I am just aspiring to learn. But I do find him very generous with his compliment of both cute and nerd, because I think he probably is exposed to a lot of both. So, we all have to appreciate our husbands and the compliments that come out in any form, and the support. Right now, we have to support each other. So I feel like coming to you and also asking you to come back to me with some ideas of what you're doing. What are you working on? What are you creating? What are you reading? I'm going to share with you a lot of the nonfiction books that I'm reading. I primarily read nonfiction. However, I'm trying to relax. And so I have chosen last night a fictional book that the saddest day happened. A bookstore along a drive that I often make and look forward to going into closed or is closing down. And this time may have even triggered it to close sooner. It makes me really sad. So I bought The Girl with the Pearl Earring, a classic, and I'm going to try to read this, okay? Try to read fiction and not drift off as I read and feel like I need to write something. So I got this book for 50 cents, and the other book that I got for 50 cents is a gem. Oh my gosh, if you're a writer, you have to read Natalie Goldberg's Writing Down the Bones. Writing Down the Bones is phenomenal. Okay, she writes this book, publishes it in maybe 1985. She's writing pen to paper, making real suggestions, and she spoke to the very core of my soul. Okay, I think she talks about Zen Buddhism, meditation. Her writing is her daily practice, and she teaches writing. So I'm learning from this incredible author, and she's inspiring the way that I'm journaling in the morning and the way that I'm approaching writing and the things that I'm writing about. Really, really recommend this. And I found that at about the same time I bought a very new book, and this is called The Creatrix, She Who Makes. This is by Lucy Pierce. This book is wonderful, and she is a great new to me author that's really inspiring me. I bought the book simply because there's a labyrinth on it and the word creatrix. I've referred to myself as a creatrix for maybe 3 or 4 years now. It came into my periphery that the feminine form of creative is the word creatrix, and I loved it, or creator. And so I'm definitely a creative. I am constantly making things, creating. I have to create in order to remain sane and to remain happy and healthy. If I'm not creating something, I go into a dark place. So I know that that's part of my life, and I have to make time for it. And just like you, I've been granted this beautiful window of time to create and read and completely nerd out. The nerdiest thing that I'm doing and have been working on updating for about 3 months is my materia medica. And so you're going to want to remember that word, and I will post it in comments, because if you're going to follow along with my herbal lessons, that's what I was hoping to get to here, is you're going to maybe want to jump onto Amazon and order yourself some herbal books. And I have a pre-made materia medica from the Herbal Academy of New England. That's where I studied herbs and herbalism. They have this book created for you, and you fill it in, you draw in it, place clippings of herbs. inside there's space for you to write down some of the components, the medicinal qualities, botanical descriptions, harvesting guidelines, and more of your favorite herbs. And so I'm working on creating this book, and it's really expanding my current ongoing love affair with plants and herbs and medicine. In order for me to work on my Materia Medica, I had to collect around my house all of these herbal books. And so they have been floating around with me for many months as I work on this. One or two of them are very technical. I have the New American Herbal and the Modern Herbal Dispensatory. These are going to give me some great recipes. Also some of the scientific components and properties of the herbs. So I want to have some really great resources. I also want resources that speak to my soul. So I have Tending the Garden of the Soul. And this book is a favorite, Nature Speak. This book is by Ted Andrews, and it talks about the messages that these plants have for you. So it goes into some of the more mystical qualities, which really is right up my alley. I love anything with a little bit of magic to it, as you know. As a yogi, I have the Yoga of Herbs. This is going to speak to the Ayurvedic qualities of herbs. I highly recommend it. Great, great book, the Yoga of Herbs. I'm going to skip over a few, but tell you that I have many books by Rosemary Gladstar. You can follow her online. She has many books out there. These are down-to-earth books that you can actually use. They have the simple things that you need to know about herbalism, about gardening, and about using these herbs, these tonics, tinctures, teas, anything that you're making. So as you start to go on to Amazon or somewhere else and look for items for your library, hit up Rosemary Gladstar. You're going to find information that you can use every day. And it's timeless, so I really recommend her. When you're on there, grab a notebook. Not only do I use my Materia Medica, but I have a notebook set aside just for herbs and gardening. I probably have many, so one is a lie, but my Moleskine extra large notebook is the one that I'm always using. I use these for journaling, for writing potential books or poems, and inside this book I'm just noting what's happening with the herbs that I'm working with and some recipes that maybe I'm personally creating. Because remember, I wanted to turn back to that word creatrix. We all can use our intuition and our own skills and inner guidance to create medicine that we know that our family is going to need. The next videos that I share with you are really going to head in that direction. I'm going to show you how to make some cough syrups and some immunity blends. So you can look forward to that in coming days, especially if we have more rain, because there'll be more time inside. And while my kids have some great videos coming up, honestly, I'm going to be reading and writing. One is on YouTube watching videos about video games, and the other one is playing Fortnite, and that's okay because they are going to read and paint and do later and build. However, they're getting some downtime, and we're all just relaxing and enjoying the blessing of being home with our family, with our books, and with our passions. So have a great day. Thank you for indulging me. This was supposed to be short, but we all need to have people in our lives and hear voices and see faces. So sending you love, healing blessings. Enjoy your book shopping. Cheers.